Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're really strapping on something special, something that's been turning heads. The Maurice Lacroix Aikon Automatic Wotto Limited Edition.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite the mouthful.
It is. It is.
We've got this great article here, really unpacks this watch, and it's just a wild fusion of, high-end Swiss watchmaking and just vibrant street art.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think it throws a little bit of a wrench into the gears of what we think about when we think of traditional luxury.
Yeah, definitely not your grandpa's Rolex, that's for sure.
Right.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty, I think it'd be great to just rewind a little bit because, not everybody knows every single watch that's out there.
Sure.
So for those who aren't familiar, what's the deal with this Maurice Lacroix Aikon collection?
Well, the Aikon line is really known for its sporty, kind of elegant design, and it's definitely inspired by, those iconic 1970s watches.
See.
And what's really cool is that they have a really diverse range within the collection. They have, simple time and date models. They have chronographs. They even have skeletonized versions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a collection that's not afraid to experiment a little bit,
Absolutely.
and it's not their first rodeo, working with the art world, I guess.
Exactly. They've done some Urban Tribe editions before, and
Hmm.
these are Aikon watches with these really beautiful, intricate engravings on the case.
Really?
So there's definitely some history of artistic expression within this line, but I think this Wotto edition really kind of takes it to another level.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've got Aikon meets art, but who exactly is this Wotto character?
Right.
I mean, is he just some, random doodler, or is there more to the story?
Well, actually, Wotto, or his real name is Craig Watkins, he's actually a pretty prominent figure in the street art world.
Oh, yeah.
He's originally from the UK, but he's actually based in California now. And his style is very unique. I think the article really sums it up. Well, they describe it as a blend of cute and weird chaos and emotion.
Hey, us an emotion on a luxury watch.
I love it. I'm so curious. So how did this whole collaboration come to be? Was it just like a chance meeting at a gallery, or was this something that was kind of more deliberate?
It's a really cool story, and it speaks a little bit to the power of social media and how one artist's kind of passion project can spark a movement.
Yeah.
So back in 2021, there was this Hungarian artist known as @Timeengraver on Instagram, and he engraved an Aikon watch just as a personal project.
Wow.
He posted it to Instagram, and Maurice Lacroix actually saw it and reached out to him, and that kind of led to this whole inspiration to create those Urban Tribe editions that we mentioned.
Interesting.
And then at Timeengraver, he unveiled another piece, and it was featuring Wotto's artwork.
Wow. So
And Maurice Lacroix saw that and thought, hey, this has got some real potential for something unique. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So from an artist just doing something in their own time for their own passion to like a full-blown limited edition release, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah.
So enough about the backstory. Let's get to the watch itself. What does this thing actually look like?
All right. So imagine this. A 42 millimeter stainless steel case.
Okay.
It's got that distinctive kind of tonneau shape and, those iconic six claws on the bezel.
I see.
So it's already a bold watch,
Yeah.
But then you add Watto's engravings on top of that, and it's like a whole other level of visual impact. It's
Okay.
not just little details. It's his artwork is etched onto the bracelet, the case, even the bezel.
Wow.
We're talking about mushrooms, hearts, skateboarding ghosts, lightning bolt. It's just this really wild visual ride.
Skateboarding ghosts. That's not something you see every day, especially on a luxury watch. It's like
Wow.
they just let this street artist just go wild.
It's like they took a luxury watch and said, go nuts.
I love it.
And that's what makes it so fascinating. It's this deliberate departure from the norm. It's meant to spark conversation and really make a statement.
Yeah.
It's not a watch that you're wearing to blend in.
Right. You're not trying to be a wallflower with this one.
Exactly.
So the bracelet, that's all very eye-catching. But what about the dial itself? I mean, is it just a backdrop to these crazy engravings, or is there something more going on?
The dials where Wotto's art really takes center stage.
Oh, wow.
So, all the usual Aikon textures are gone, and instead you have this kind of playful array of his signature characters all set against this gray background.
Okay.
And then to add even more depth, the characters, they have this really cool color gradation that goes from yellow to blue.
So it's literally like a mini canvas on your wrist.
Exactly.
That's amazing. But with all that going on, are there even hour markers? I can't imagine trying to tell time with all these, skateboarding ghosts flying around.
Right. They kept them very discreet. Just little kind of metallic tips, and they almost disappear into Watto's artwork.
I see.
So it's really, the focus is letting his creations shine.
That's so cool. So, okay, so we've talked about the outside,
Hmm.
and visually it's very striking, but what's on the inside? Is it as unconventional as the exterior?
Well, powering this piece of art is the caliber ML115, and it's based on the very trusty Sellita SW200-1.
Okay. For the watch dummies out there, what does that actually mean?
It's a reliable Swiss automatic movement, and it's known for its precision and its solid construction.
Okay.
I guess you could think of it as the engine of the watch. It's what keeps everything running smoothly.
Yeah.
You know, it might not be as flashy as the exterior, but it ensures that this watch is more than just a pretty face. It's a serious timekeeper as well.
That's so cool. So it's this interesting juxtaposition of, artistic expression on the outside and then on the inside,
Yeah.
traditional watchmaking.
Yeah.
I mean, does this elevate street art or does it bring a touch of rebellion to the world of luxury watches?
That's a great question. I think it blurs the lines for
Yeah,
sure.
it does.
It does. But what's really fascinating is that, the Aikon has that easy change bracelet system.
So you could technically swap out the engraved bracelet
You absolutely could.
for something a little bit more low-key.
Exactly. And that brings up an interesting point.
Yeah.
Would doing so detract from the artist's intention, or is it more about the wearer and how they want to express themselves?
I love that.
It's definitely something to think about.
It's not just a watch, it's a conversation starter.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
But, speaking of exclusivity, I'm guessing this isn't something you're going to see on everyone's wrist.
Right. It's a limited edition, only 1,000 pieces,
Oh, wow.
which makes it even more desirable for those